when John was straightened out, when you were straightened out, did you know the exact number of members in the Borgata?
I did not.
Okay. Did you have a clue of how many maybe units or crews?
At that time, no.
Okay, so something you learned later on.
Yep.
Okay. One thing I do have, and this is a question that I have, is I was reading that historically the Lucchese's had three crews in Brooklyn. I think it was Gravens, Bensonhurst, and one other one. But now it's actually one crew, and it's mostly Staten Island. Would you say that's fair?
Um, well, yeah, it was the Brooklyn faction was out of Staten Island when I was around.
Okay.
Um, they w- we were going to create we were going to bring back the original Brooklyn faction. I don't know if that ever took place because that, I wasn't around after that, but there was discussion about putting together another crew for Brooklyn, in Brooklyn.
Got it. Now, John and I talked a little bit about this offline. The way it's run is like a company, and there's a structure. That's why it's organized crime. And one of the things that it's modeled after is actually the Roman Empire. And with the Roman Empire, when you say capo regime, you also say capo decima, which is captain of 10 people. So, John,
Correct.
what happens if you're a captain and you actually have some new inductees and you're managing or leading, to use those words, 10, 12, 13 guys? Do they ever splinter off and create a new crew because maybe one guy has too many guys under them? Or how is a captain set up, and how many guys do they typically have under them?
Well, a captain is, first of all, captain's placed in a position, and he could have a lot more than 10 guys. I
Oh,
believe that Dom Trasulo's crew, which was the Manhattan crew, had some at one time. Dom himself had told me he had 30 something guys. So that's not he didn't at the time that he told me, but he said at one time he had over 30 guys. So it doesn't matter how many or how little you have. Sometimes they could they could have a captain with no guys.
oh wow.
And the reason being is if they want to bump somebody up and put him in a position, he cannot go from soldier to, let's just say, underboss. He would have to go from soldier to captain to underboss. So they would make him a captain with no men. That's how they would phrase it.
Got it.
And Matty Madonna was one of those guys. He was a captain with no men.
Interesting. Okay, so it's not okay. It's
Before
a hard and fast structure.
he was a captain with no men before he became acting boss.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So next question that GR had was, when you were Shylocking money, what kind of loans did you offer? Knockdown loans, juice loans, and how many points did he lend for? I can't know what
I
that is.
mean, look, a knockdown loan, no one offers a knockdown loan. A knockdown loan usually comes for two reasons. One, when a guy just can't pay anymore
Okay.
and is running into trouble, or maybe somebody comes and speaks for that guy and says, "Can you do me a favor? Can you do a knockdown?" And that means that the VIG becomes off the interest. The VIG comes off of the interest, whereas before the VIG has nothing to do with the not the interest. I'm sorry, the principal. The VIG does not come off the principal, right? No matter how much VIG you collect, the
Correct.
principal stays the same. But on a knockdown, the VIG now